The death of a moth is a small thing, but a thoughtful interpretation of it can lead to a big meaning when it is the mind of an exceptional essayist like Virginia Woolf or Annie Dillard that is providing the interpretation. For those of you who are interested in the genre of nonfiction, a book I recommend checking out in the future is Crafting the Personal Essay by Dinty W. Moore. If Moore's name sounds a little familiar to you, he is one of the authors whose short, creative nonfiction is included in Chapter 3 of our required textbook for English 240, Creative Writing, 4 Genres and Brief by David Starkey. In the 4th chapter of Creating the Personal Essay, The Wolf and the Moth, Moore provides an excellent example of reading as a writer through his thorough analysis of Woolf's essay, The Death of the Moth. One of the primary points Moore makes in his analysis is that the impulse to explore is the attempting, the trying out of ideas that is at the heart of the personal essay. As we can learn from careful consideration of Woolf's 1942 essay, The Death of the Moth, and Dillard's 1976 essay, The Death of a Moth. And no, the similarity of those titles is not at all a coincidence. An effective departure point for that exploration is a small thing that upon further reflection has a big meaning. That small thing will be concrete and tangible, more familiar to your readers through their experiencing of the world around us. That big meaning will be abstract and intangible, less familiar to your readers through their thinking about the world around us. Now, that does not mean your readers will have never thought about that big meaning, the idea at the heart of your personal essay. In the particular case of Woolf and Dillard's essays, the big idea is about death, and we have all thought about death before, but most of us choose, consciously or unconsciously, not to think about it that often. Yet Woolf and Dillard understood that our experience shows us that death is a common occurrence in the world around us, especially when we consider creatures as small as moths. Just today, I noticed there was, and no, I am not making this up, a dead moth lying on the sidewalk outside my house, right at the foot of my front steps. And because experiencing a dead moth is common, writing about it in an essay is a starting strategy that can effectively lead its readers to a type of thinking about death, an actual conscious consideration of it that is uncommon. Think of it as a small story about a moth that leads them to a big idea about death. And because this is the personal essay we're talking about, that personal part is super important. Both Woolf and Dillard share deeply personal perspectives on death in their respective essays, but those personal perspectives are tied to their personal experiences, and hopefully to their readers' personal experiences with a small thing, the death of a moth.